The last thing to do is to install the graphics card. The first thing we need to do is to remove the PCI Express bracket cover. You'll need to unscrew the screws that hold the bracket cover down. Once this is done, place those screws in the bracket cover to the side. Now we need to unscrew the brackets that we need. Unscrew those brackets and place the screws in the brackets to the side. Once all the brackets have been removed, we can now install the GPU. The first thing we need to do is on the PCI Express x16 slot, you're going to need to push the latch down like what we did with the RAM before. Once that has been pushed down and the latch has been unlocked, you can install the GPU fully. Line up the GPU's connector with the slot and then push it down into the connector. Apply force evenly on both sides of the GPU until the latch clicks. At this point, the GPU has been fully connected and we should screw it down. Take those screws that you used from the brackets and screw the GPU down using them. Once the GPU has been fully screwed in, we need to put the cover back on. To do this, simply place the cover back where it was and use those same screws from before to screw it back in. The last thing we need to do is to plug the graphics card in. Use the PCI Express cables that we routed before and plug them into the video card. The two possible connectors you might have is an 8-pin or a 6-pin. Your PCI Express connector should be a 6+2 pin, that way you can use it either as a 6-pin or an 8-pin. You may also need another connector, but hopefully your first connector splits off into a second one. With the video card installed, everything has been finished and we can close the computer and then move on to the software installation. So to close the computer, simply get your side panels and place them back the way that you took them out and then screw them back in using the thumb screws. Now that your side panels are back on, plug in your computer and then turn it on. You should see a screen similar to this. Use the screen to make sure all of your hardware matches what you purchased. Make sure your processor is the same, all your RAM is installed, and that your fans are all running. If everything looks like, shut down the system and move on to installing Windows.